Welcome back to the Polishing Podcast. I'm your host, Nico, otherwise known as Nico All Powerful, on only two sites that matter because I'm only on two things. My guest, why do I keep doing that? You've got this damn guest host thing stuck in my head from that movie show.
Because I am the guest.
My co-host is Pixelated Apollo, otherwise known as Trent, on this podcast because we know each other on a first name basis. And yeah, this is the brand new Polishing Podcast 6-month anniversary of the Polishing Podcast. This is the de facto 6-month, we've been doing this for 6 months podcast. So just a round of applause real quick. Just get it in there.
Now it sounds like a polishing podcast.
Now it sounds like a polishing podcast.
Just another indicator of how fast time is going.
Yeah, it's just a good realization that everything ends. Now, we're all gonna die someday. But yeah, this is kind of crazy that we're already at the 24th episode. We do one a week. If you do the math, 6 months. It's wild. It is. I didn't expect it, to be honest. I was not like, oh yeah, it's been 6 months. No, not at all.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of time.
Yeah, it is. All right. So for you think, oh, you guys got something special planned? You had something in the works, or not the quirks, the works? No, not at all. I don't even have a real good topic today. That's why I asked you guys questions yesterday.
This is the Polishing Podcast. I mean, what do you expect? Do you expect something special?
Do I? Or them?
No, I'm saying the viewers.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't expect anything each time.
Well, I know that. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're still showing up, to be honest.
I know. Me too.
But yeah, so we don't have anything special planned. It's just going to be a regular podcast. We could actually talk about a multitude of games because apparently you are like, fuck strategy games right now. And you're just playing literally everything else.
Yeah.
So
much.
we can do a video game talk, then head into the viewer questions, which we got a bunch on Facebook, not too many on Twitter. But that's fine. It's fine. No new review on iTunes, so you guys are not doing your goddamn jobs. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, your jobs. It's your job to make sure we have a job by reviewing the podcast on iTunes. No, but we don't have any reviews to go over. We have one comment on the last episode of the podcast on the official website that we can go over. I don't think it's a long or in-depth comment at all. But yeah, so, business stuff, obviously, polishingpodcast.com is where you can find out all the information about the podcast, all the other apps that you can find it on. I haven't done anything, like I said I was going to, for making it a hub for your videos when they go live and stuff yet because I'm a little bit lazy. So I haven't done that yet, but it's in the future. Nice. It's in the works of embedding links there so people can use it as a one-stop shop. But yeah, it's got all the stuff: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Podbean app. And the podcast official Twitter is on there, @PolishingPod. You can just look up the Polishing Podcast. Or on any of the apps I just said, also just look up Polishing Podcast. It'll pop up. We're the white and purple logo with the two bros on it looking real fierce. I don't know why we look so angry in our logo.
Because we're like, oh, I got to do another podcast.
Oh, we hate it. Or I thought maybe the inspiration was we're deep in polishing, so you gotta look tense.
Oh yeah, you should see the bottom half of that photo.
It's only our heads and a little bit of our necks, so like there's a good 80% of that picture that's just it needed to be censored, to be fair.
Yeah.
So we got the unedited version. We can't show that, and he was like, oh, sorry. That was for my erotic fan fiction folder. My bad. But anyway, not a whole lot of quote unquote business to go on the top because I literally just said it all. Polishing Podcast. If you want to follow me on Twitter and stuff, it's Nico All Powerful. Only one C in my name. I guess I should mention I'm still doing the Twitch thing, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern, unless you play 7 Days to Die on your stream, and then I could stream early because I mean, if I'm gonna play, I might as well stream it. So
Yeah.
if I do that, I'll start 2 hours early, which there's at least one person that would help a lot because they're based in the EU and they're staying up till like damn near like 1 a.m. to watch my stream, which I thank you.
Wow.
That's really cool of you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leah because that's who that is. She found the podcast and then she's been following my Twitch stuff since then, and she's real cool. And
Very
she also
cool.
has a Facebook question. I saw it earlier, so double shout out for her because she's been supporting me in my solo endeavors.
And your video game lifestyle.
Yeah. So there's that stuff. I'm doing the Twitch thing. If you followed my Twitch from here and you're one of the lurkers, I appreciate it. But for some reason, Twitch has this thing where if you mute the player or pause the player after a certain amount of time, you're not counted as a viewer anymore. So if you're like opening my stream to support me, but not like actually watching, which is fine. I'm okay with you just doing that. That's cool. Like the fact that you were like, oh, I'm just going to open it and that way Nico's getting a viewer. Mute the tab that you open. Don't pause the player or mute the like actual player on the Twitch site. Mute the tab at the top of the screen or something. Because like on Mozilla, you can mute individual tabs when they're actually playing stuff. It'll keep counting you as a viewer if you switch out of it after that point. So that would help the viewer count stay up because I'm really close to getting affiliate status because I have met all the requirements except for now. I know there was a lot of controversy when they lowered the requirements, but I don't care because it helps me out. But the affiliate viewer requirement for the 30 days is just 3 concurrent viewers, and I'm at 1.5. I don't know how there's half a person averaged in there, but I just need another 1.5. So if you guys who are listening to this come over and just kind of lurk or whatever, or open the stream, just mute the tab. You'll be counted as a viewer, and it'll help out a lot. But that's all I got to mention on the top for that kind of crap businessy stuff. Do you have anything you got to plug in real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes?
No,
No?
I think I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
no sneak peeks at the special project yet? No new you got no information yet?
No, we're trying to get it at the end of August, but I don't know. We're gonna have to push it even later. So
Dang it.
I know. It's just so much. We're like, oh yeah, we'll finish it right here, and then we're just like, oh wait, we still have to do this and this and this and this and this, and it's like, oh dang it, because I feel like I've been spent like years working on it, but
Months at least.
well, I know for years.
Okay. I know you told me about it when
I didn't tell you till like,
February.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
that was 6 months. So at that point, we've worked a long time on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no juicy morsels for you listeners out there.
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM. He's been playing so much WoW, he's starting to take on Blizzard acronyms
Yeah.
because they are infamous for the soon TM. But yeah. So also spoiler alert. You have been playing WoW,
Yeah.
which is wild. Because I've tried to get you into different MMOs before, and you were like, man, this sucks. So
Yeah. Maybe I just had to play the king of MMO, World of Warcraft.
I
you
mean,
know?
there is
Nothing
a reason
like-
it's so popular.
Yeah, nothing like spending $15 a month on a game that, that's a lot of money. Well, steep. It's like I was gonna do a joke there, but I was just like, nah, it's just a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's
Well,
a lot of money.
The starter edition does cover all of the expansions up until Battle for Azeroth, which is the one that releases
Right.
in 3, 4, 5 days after this podcast goes live. I don't remember. But it's sometime next week, in like August 15th. I could probably click Battle for Azeroth August 13th, 3 days after this podcast goes live. So, yeah. It comes out real soon. The crappy thing is if you buy our membership and then buy that, you spend more money. I don't know if buying the expansion gives you a 1 month of in-game time or what, but I don't think the starter edition level caps you anymore. I don't know how it works. I just remember hearing news that they like unreleased all of the expansions, so you don't have to buy each individual one trying to get into WoW now, which was a great move on their part, because to try to start playing, you were like, okay, so I gotta buy that one, and oh my god, there's like 5 of them, and they're like $20 each. It's like $160 just to start, and that's crazy. And then you gotta pay per month, and oh my god. So it was smart of them to finally be like, hey, all these other expansions you don't have to buy.
Yeah, it makes sense, because that would be so much money.
Yeah, just at the upfront cost was so daunting that new players were just like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll just play Black Desert or whatever it's called.
Though that game has no end game unless you're a PvP player, which WoW has PvP, PvE, all kinds of shit that you can do at the end, but Black Desert is literally only PvP. There's no PvE end game, which is
really
sad. Yeah, there's they added in an entire section, not because like I follow a guy on YouTube, what's his name? The Lazy Peon, name drop, that covers MMOs and MMO news, and he used to be like a huge BDO player and recently stopped playing altogether because of the way the developers were handling the game and the fact that like he liked the PvP a lot, but they kept nerfing PvP stuff and making it worse, because you could literally you could actually do like server v server sieges on castles, and you would lose entire like pieces of land on the continent if you lost and stuff. But there was a change they made to where it was faster to attack a person's stronghold with this axe you could just use in your inventory than to use your abilities. So you would have you would have people kill the enemy players, and then you just see a bunch of people like sitting there chopping on a building, and it's like it just killed the flow of PvP. That was one of the things that he stated, that he was like, that was stupid. I don't understand that decision whatsoever. Just if you want the sieges to go faster, make abilities do more damage to structures and stuff. Don't make us use an item that slows down, that just looks weird. It's like literally like it's a woodcutter's axe and you're just chopping away at a building, or like a stone keep, and it's like, what? Yeah, so he quit that because of the changes they were making, and it didn't feel like the way he described it is like one team made the game and then another team took over and started balancing everything, and neither team communicated with what their vision was, so everything's kind of fucky. So Black
Desert's kind of like lost its...
Yeah, it's lost its charm for a lot of people. And then he started playing Guild Wars 2, which I liked a lot back when I played, which is like quote unquote free to play, and like you got to buy the newest expansion and that's it. And then so I tried to get you into MMOs, even Star Wars one, which was very story driven and had like an actual thorough line. I gotta close my door because Allie's hammering something. Okay, but yeah, so oh,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, what makes you I understand you're playing like Jackie and we have a guild now, but what made you want to start when he asked and like actually stick with it?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm having like the most amazing time ever. It's more just like a chill kind of thing. And maybe it's just been so long since I played an MMO that I'm like, maybe I just give it a go again. And so far it's been all right. You know, it's not, like I said, nothing like, wow, this is amazing, I just want to play this all the time. But another thing is, like, I haven't played a game with Jackie in like what felt like years. I mean, not really, but
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys haven't done videos together in a while.
Yeah, it's because like I'm just so tired of Total War, and you know he still like grinds it out. So
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know like how long I'll play WoW.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you paid for a month, so
yeah, I'll play for. I'll probably get the expansion, and maybe when I beat that, I'll just be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I played WoW. I mean, I don't get why there was people like addicted to it. Like they had to make like rehab
I
for
mean, people reminisce about the like when WoW first came out as like this whole experience that if you missed out on, you're like, oh man, vanilla WoW, whoo, you missed it. Like, so I don't know either, because to be like, I'm playing it too to try to like catch up with you guys, which might not happen because you're leveling so fast. But I don't know, I have a couple days. I should be able to get up to like 25 or 6 or 9 or whatever it was you guys were at.
30.
30. Oh, you got to 30.
Yeah.
Okay, but I should be able to do that in over a weekend. No problem.
No problem.
But like, I'm playing it and I'm like, oh, this is fun. But you can tell like the combat is like really old school. Like MMO players describe it as tab targeting, because you literally use tab to switch targets, and then your character just auto attacks, and then you use abilities as they come off global cooldown, or if you get energy and stuff. Which, I mean, isn't unfun. Especially like the monk.
It could be. Yeah.
Is very like combo heavy, where it's like you use what is it, Tiger Strike to generate chi, which is like your second resource, and then you use this upward kick, and then there's like the 100 fist pummel that I'll unlock at level 20 that like use chi, and then you have a blackout kick that reduces the cooldown on both the upward kick and the pummel strike. So like there's a rotation of like one like Tiger Strike, pummel, upward kick, blackout kick, but I'll probably have to put another Tiger Strike in there. But like there's like a combo that I can do that actually keeps me engaged instead of just watching two things hit each other over and over again without me doing any input. Yeah. So that's fun. But I know there are some classes where it's just like, I don't do much.
Yeah. I guess it's like the strategy of like timing and like when to use abilities.
Yeah, and then like I got a passive on my Tiger Strike that puts a poison on an enemy and heals me. So there's like even a min max to like, oh, if I want to make sure the poison reapplies when I use it again, but I also need the chi to use other attacks. Like you can get really in depth, and I'm only like level 19, so it's gonna be nuts when you get higher levels and all of your attacks have different passives and traits and talents and shit. And I know people got angry when they switched everything, because it used to be more in depth and you could like completely fuck yourself if you weren't paying attention to what you were upgrading. But they streamlined it because Blizzard didn't like the idea of people fucking themselves over without having to like pay gold to respec everything. And people were like, you're dumbing down your game, because that's what people do every time. But to get new players, you got to dumb down the game a little bit sometimes. A little bit.
It's like me with Total War.
Yeah. I said a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because you can say some stuff about Total War where it's been dumbed down a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I like it, especially playing a monk character that I'm playing, a DPS monk, because it's really fun to combo stuff. I know a rogue is supposed to be really good, but I wasn't enjoying myself because of the cooldowns and stuff. So it really depends on whether you find the class you like. And then just playing with friends in an MMO is always more fun than playing solo.
Oh my god, I would never play WoW by myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or any MMO.
Yeah.
The only like RPG I'd play by myself are like the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, is like we played Rift back in the day, and we played that together for a while.
Yeah, we got pretty far in that.
Yeah, I don't remember our level at all, but we were doing stuff.
I think I was like a dwarf.
I don't remember. I think so. I know we just both went melee. You just went tank, and I went DPS, because that's what we both do.
Yeah. I always go tank.
Yeah, and then I tried to get you into Star Wars: The Old Republic, and you were like, nah. So that was...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because of Star Wars themed.
I thought you liked Star Wars, and this was before the newest movies came out too.
I like Star Wars. It's just as an MMO. I don't know. It's just when you're a Jedi and you're just, I don't know.
You could be a Sith. You don't have to be a Jedi.
You
don't even have to be a Sith. You could just be a mercenary, shoots guns.
That's true, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
That's fair. And then,
maybe if I went back today, I'd enjoy it more.
Maybe. But it is more fun to have a guild and stuff and be like, oh, hey guys, let's all go do like a raid and like an 8-person raid and stuff, because it's a lot more engagement and you actually have to think. Like, that's the one thing I'm like hate whenever I get into like an RPG like this, is that I never have people to do that. Like, even the Division has 4-player incursions that require a lot of teamwork that you can matchmake for, but it's not easy at all having randoms. I've never gotten to play those because I played through that entire game solo, because it's like an MMO light, really.
Yeah.
And then, so I mean, I've liked WoW. Like, I played it way a long time ago, so I already knew I kind of liked it, and I'm just glad I found a character class that I really liked.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a lot of people who played it a ton back in the day.
Yeah, like I played it with Ryan for all night one night, and then the next day we were like somehow we missed quests, so we were just like wandering aimlessly, and we were like, all right, I'm bored, I'm gonna go home. Like, I spent the night at his house, and then I was like, I'm bored, and he was like, so am I. So I just went home because we just like went into a new zone, but then didn't find any quests. I don't even know how we did that, because it's not like they changed how questing works. You still look for the exclamation points. So like, I don't know how we did that, but
that's funny.
Yeah. We also were both undead, because I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet
being a zombie or skeleton.
I mean, so far the quests have been like, hey, go kill those things over there.
Yeah, I mean,
and come back.
MMO questing's usually go kill 10 of this thing and come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, leveling up and questing is always kind of fun. It's like when you get to dungeons and raids and end game bosses and stuff like that people are like, oh, have you hit max level yet? You haven't even started playing the game. It's like, I put 60 hours in. What do you mean I haven't started?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a commitment kind of thing. But yeah, it's good that you're having a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, it's chill. It's good.
Yeah. I'm having fun, even though I don't get to play with you. It's fine.
Soon. Probably the next
Tim.
time. If you play every day.
I mean, I'm going to play a lot, so.
Yeah.
Or enough to level up.
Yeah, at least get to like 25 or something.
Yeah. But so there's that WoW talk. It wasn't that long, because there's not a lot of talk about it. But you've also been playing another survival game, even though we ragged on survival games recently. Man, somebody's going to find the podcast and be like, hey, you guys are just hypocrites about everything.
No. This is okay, sure, there's survival elements to it. But I wouldn't give it the survival game title, because
wait, before you say this,
okay,
the goal is literally to not die, which is to survive,
right? But when I talk about survival games, I'm talking about Rust, Conan, Ark, all those games, where it's multiplayer, you have your base rated. 7 Days to Die, yeah, technically, yes, it's a survival game. But it's really just single player. Unless you host a server, but it shuts down as soon as you leave.
Yeah, but there are official servers you can connect to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I don't really play that, though, so.
I'm just saying, Conan's also single player. You don't have to play it online either.
That's true, but like,
and there's entire PvE servers where you don't even have to worry about people destroying your base.
That's true. These are all true. I don't know what it is about 7 Days to Die. It's like, it's got this charm to it.
I can tell you what it is. It's that the people don't walk like humans. And I'm not talking about the zombies either.
You're talking about the humans.
I'm talking about the human players. They do not walk like people.
I think it's just fun with zombies too.
Yeah, I mean, playing it with you, I'm like, all right, this is fun. Like, it's not as bad as when I played it with Tyler and Ryan, who don't like to stick together as much. God. They kind of just run off and do stuff with themselves. And I'm like, cool guys, bye.
What's the point? What's the point of playing with friends? I'm gonna go on a little rant here about people who do that, and it's just like, I love games where you have to work together, and that's why when shooters, I was more of a Battlefield guy than a Call of Duty guy, because you actually had to work together and teamwork, and like people would have different skill sets, and like it's just really fun.
Yeah.
But when you play with people who, I mean, Jackie does that all the time. Jackie Fish, we're playing squad. He'll just run off, do whatever he wants, while as a squad we're trying to accomplish a goal. And I'm just like, damn it, Jackie.
Shots fired.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I was just say, like, even like it's cool that you can run off on your own in 7 Days to Die, No Man's Sky, those kinds of games. But like, what's the point if you're playing with a friend that just go off and do something by yourself?
Yeah, like just like have them in the background of your chat while you play a different game. Like, it's the same. Yeah.
But yeah, so 7 Days to Die, you like it a lot.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Playing with a multitude of different people.
Yeah, I actually used to play this game on Xbox with my girlfriend, and I enjoyed it at first, but then absolutely hated it because I don't know, it's just the Xbox version is not very good. And then, my friend Ryan King, he was like, hey, we should play 7 Days to Die, and I was like, I don't know. And then he was like hyping it up for me and just like, oh, you can do this and this, it's just so cool, it's chill. I'm like, all right. And then I had a really fun time on the PC. So
I mean, I don't mind. Like, I like going into houses and raiding through them and killing zombies as you find them sleeping and stuff. Like, that part's really fun to me. So that's why I've liked playing it as well. But yeah, the first time I played it, we played it, and I was just like so turned off by the fact the game has been in alpha for like what, 8 years or something. I don't even know.
2013, I think, is when.
Okay, so it came to early access, and it's been in early access for 5 years. And like, yeah, it's gotten better for sure, but man, sometimes like I look at the game and I'm like, man, this game is really butt ugly. Like it's not a pretty game by any means, which isn't.
I think it's bad. It's like it's made by like one guy, I think, or something.
I don't know how true that is. I don't know. Like I've never looked into it, like who the developer is and how many people are on the team or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, it's fun to play with people.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it's fun to play. Because it's made by Fun Pimps.
The Fun Pimps.
But like when I was watching the guy, like there's a new patch apparently coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like one guy, wasn't very professional at all, walking around. So I'm just like, I don't know. Is this made by one guy? Who knows?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a small team nonetheless.
Yeah, it doesn't say on their Steam page, but I don't know. I mean, it's fun. The animations are kind of janky. The graphics aren't super great, but like all in all, it's not a bad game.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a bunch of zombies we haven't even seen, so that's cool.
Yeah. The later you get into this, the cycle.
Yeah, the more militaristic the zombies get, apparently.
Yeah. There's like different kinds.
Yeah. So, I've enjoyed it, but I haven't played it by myself. It's not a game I want to play by myself at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play it by myself either.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of games by myself.
That's because playing by yourself is called polishing.
Yeah, that's true.
It made no sense now that I've said it because it's the Polished Podcast. You think we'd play games by ourselves more? Never mind. Anyway, but yeah, so there's that stuff. I'm still playing Enter the Gungeon, and I'm playing WoW as well. I'm just waiting for Death's Gambit to release on the 18th of next. Is it 18th or something? I don't know. That looks really cool. I'm excited. Then Spider-Man next month, and it's same stuff for me. I don't have a bunch of stuff to talk about new. Which is funny because usually I was the one that coming onto the podcast being like, "Yeah, I'm playing this, or I'm playing that," and then you'd be like, "I'm still playing Mountain Blade."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna work on branching out.
It seems like it. And it
Yeah.
7 Days to Die did relatively well comparative to other things you've streamed on your Facebook channel too.
Yeah, it did. It did really well. I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
I just downloaded a game called Circle Empires. I don't know.
I have no idea what that is.
It's an indie real-time strategy game where it's like really simplistic and there's little circle platforms you fight over. So I think I'm gonna make a video of that just because I'm like, that looks cool.
Oh, the 14th. Oh, we're only 5 days away. It's on Tuesday it unlocks. Nice. Well, I know what I'm streaming next Tuesday. Cool.
Wait, what?
The Death's Gambit, the 2D Dark Souls game I'm
Okay.
waiting for it to release. Cool.
Is it multiplayer?
No, it's a single player game. Well, actually, I didn't even check. I just said that without actually checking. I don't think it's multiplayer. Like, I could see how they would do multiplayer. No, it's single player only. Yeah.
Death's
Death's
called?
Gambit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically, you work for Death, and then you're sent to a world or island. I can't remember if it's like it's fantastical because it's not at all real. But you work for Death, and you get sent to a place where things aren't dying. So you have to try to kill the things that don't die to keep the circle of life going.
It's a kind of like a Dark Souls platformer.
Yeah, a 2D Dark Souls-esque platforming.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I mean.
cool.
I don't know if it's really like a platformer, but I mean, there's jumping for sure. But yeah, it's like a 2D Dark Souls action RPG. The pixel graphics are really, really good looking.
Deep RPG elements.
I mean, you have to level up. You gotta level up. I just love the art style of the game, like a lot.
It's published by Adult Swim.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Adult Swim has been like Adult Swim and Devolver Digital are publishing a lot of games like on the smaller end that a lot of people are like, well, it's not indie because it's not self-published. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a AAA title either. Like they're just being like, hey, here's money so you can actually put the game out on Steam and GOG and shit. They're not going, hey, I'm going to hold your hand as you develop the game so you make it into something cool.
Tell you what you have to do.
Yeah.
Add Meatwad to this level, damn it.
I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah.
I would love to see Meatwad chilling on a screen being like,
Hey, what's up?
That'd be amazing.
But they're not telling them to develop the game in any way, shape, or form. They're literally just saying, here's money so you can get it out there so people can see it.
Yeah.
Unlike AAA publishers like Activision, Blizzard, and stuff. Or no, Activision is just the Blizzard is holy crap. Blizzard is a developer. Activision bought them to publish their games. Where like Activision really, I feel, and like EA and stuff, they are like, hey, make this game. Also microtransactions. It's like, we don't wanna. It's like, well, then your game's not coming out. And I was like, fine. Put microtransactions in. I don't wanna though. And then EA is just like, whoosh, I don't give a shit. Money.
I like when you cry.
It's like your tears. I'm just gonna make a really gross joke.
Your tears taste delicious.
I was gonna go farther than that, but I'm not gonna say it now. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. I like the indie games. I mean, that one I think was $20. Death's Gambit, $19.99. $19.99. So it's on the higher end of indie games, like how much they cost and stuff. Usually they're around like 10, 15. I think the $20 mark is a pretty good one for them to go for when they look like more effort's been put into them. Like I think Enter the Gungeon was $14.99 when I bought it, but it's originally $20 or something. Oh no, it's $14.99 base. I bought it when it was half off. That's what it was. Sorry. So like $14.99, $19.99 is when you know you're getting like a really substantial indie title. And then like the $10.99 area is like, oh, this might be fun for a little bit, or just not as long as other ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, I've heard a lot of people talking about how non-AAA games are trying, like there's a scene that's trying to make a comeback where it's not like this game cost $300 million to produce and all this stuff, and it's like a AA or single A title where it's like this cost $30 million to make, and only costs $39.99 instead of $59.99, and I'm like, I could be into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
These are big.
yeah, they're not like they're not the next Call of Duty, but they're also not trying to be the next Call of Duty. Like, it's a game that looks good, but is it like fucking Tomb Raider or something? You know, it's not like that big name. It's they're like, hey, we don't have to make as much money back on this, so we don't have to sell as many games because we didn't have as much of a development cost.
Yeah.
Because right now, all AAA titles are like, is almost expensive or more expensive than movies, and that's getting ridiculous. Like, that bubble is going to collapse in on itself at some point, and it makes sense that there would be an entire like movement to get games that are like between indie and between AAA titles, like priced and like all that stuff. And I'm excited for that because one of them recently that a lot of people were talking a lot of stuff about was Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which was a game that came out last year that won a bunch of awards and stuff for its storytelling and how it messed with mental illness and how somebody going like insane could like it actually like did a bunch of stuff with the audio where you'll hear voices every once in a while playing it, and it like apparently the audio design is really good for how they portray it and everything, and it's $29.99. Like, it's not a full priced game.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I like that too.
yeah, but it's like really good from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's this whole little movement for games to be in that $29, $39.99 price range, and I'm like, bring it on. That's awesome.
Yeah, like what do you think they're mostly cutting cost on?
It's just not as like they're not like, instead of being like, okay, so we have this game where like Senua Sacrifice, like the whole premise is that the girl you're playing as, she's like she's a Norse woman who I don't know if was a warrior or not. I don't know the whole backstory, but her husband dies and she's literally carrying around his head, but she's going to hell to try to get her husband back because she's pretty much like, I don't know, like, I want my true love back. She doesn't say true love because that's really cliche and the writers are better than that, but she's like, basically, I want to go get him back, but the whole premise of the game is that hell is basically corrupting her, so every time you die you see an actual corruption across her hand grow. And it's supposedly, when the game was first launched, it was like, if you die too many times it erases your save because the corruption fucks her up, and then you basically have to start all the way over. Apparently that's just a difficulty setting. It's not a 100% thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would just, instead of like, when apparently if you're like playing on normal or whatever, if you die too many times you have to start from the last time you saved instead of like a checkpoint. So but the whole premise is like, she's going there, but she's also kind of going insane. And what she's seeing is it real? And like, it's really self-contained and linear. Whereas like, if it was a AAA title, it's like, well, also let's make it open world and a whole bunch of side quests, and so people could play it for fucking ever. And like, instead of ballooning the budget with a whole bunch of ideas, it's like, here's the story, here's what the gameplay, and go. And instead of being like overloading it with content and other things to do, it's just, here's the thing we want. We're not going to design anything else. Just go along for this ride that we wrote and want you to see.
Yeah.
Instead of ballooning the cost with a bunch of side quests and stories and stuff, it's just one story and that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then it would require a smaller team because it's not like 6 different people who are like, well, I'm doing the racing mini game, so I got to figure that out and shit like that.
Yeah. And they probably like put less into marketing, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, they won't, like, if the game doesn't cost as much, then they don't have to put as much into marketing to recoup their cost. Or
and if the game is good, you don't need to market it like crazy because it'll naturally spread. So I think that's better for gaming in general.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that because there's a new Darksiders game coming out this year, Darksiders 3, which stars Strife, I want to say.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick. It's like Patrick Swayze. It's Patrick Swayze as a pit
Yeah.
bull. No.
Wow, that would be amazing.
But it's the obviously third game in a series that they have scaled back on, because the first two were like these $59.99 big titles, and they didn't sell that well, but like they sold good, like, but it wasn't like, they're not AAA titles. They didn't sell to the extent that they would need to like be like as profitable as they wanted. So they're like, all right, let's scale back the team a little bit. Like the company that originally made the game went under and was like acquired by somebody else, and they're continuing the IP because a lot of people like the story they were doing, because it's about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The first game was centered around war and how he accidentally unleashed hell onto Earth and trying to reverse that. The second game was about death and trying to clear War's name for doing it. Like he was like that game starts and he's like, you're lying. War wouldn't do that. He wouldn't start the apocalypse for no reason. Because, it's, biblical references, angels, demons, all sorts of stuff. It's like there's a set point when the apocalypse is supposed to happen, and War did it way too fucking early. And the third game is supposed to take place. They changed it from death, war, pestilence, famine, and... All right, no, that's 4. But they changed it from them to strife and fury instead of pestilence and famine, because, I mean, pestilence could be cool because you're controlling a character that could use disease and poison and stuff as attacks, which I think is always fun in games. But famine is like, you're gonna, all your crops are dead. I'll go sit over here for a month. Like that doesn't make for an interesting action adventure game. So they replaced that character with a new character that I think it's Strife or Fury. I don't remember which one. But yeah, so it stars another horseman. So I'm excited because I like the second game a lot. And I want to play as a boss bitch who uses fire whips and has flaming hair.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it is Fury, because like there's like a enrage mode that she goes into where she's like on fire and shit. So I'm excited for that, because it's not as big as a AAA game needs to be, because there's no point,
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
That's cool.
Yeah. A little off topic there, but that's fine. People like video games.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. So we got some questions that we should go over, because, people ask us questions when I go, hey, ask us questions. So we got questions. Do you want to hear Twitter or Facebook first?
Either or. We can mix them up.
All right. Well, I'm going to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Twitter. Okay, let's go.
Let's do this.
First question from Q&A
Yes. Oh.
questions. What?
I was answering nothing.
Oh,
Go.
that was your answer? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't answer this question, so.
Okay.
Quinn Kaufman at Righteous Always asks, if you had an opportunity to fix the Total War series to what you think is best, what would you do?
Oh, where do I even get started?
I don't know.
What I would do is, there's a huge list. I guess like the top 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
I would make the campaign less focused around battles and more like diplomacy and setting up trade and trade routes and, trying to basically make it more similar to Paradox, but not as complicated, but enough to where you can really win the campaign by not just destroying your opponent's battle after battle, but actually having really smart diplomacy and and stuff like that. I would make the battles a bit more less on micromanagement, more on like decision making and positioning. So it's not about how fast you can click, but rather your overall strategy and tactic. So those are 2 major things, battles. And honestly, with those 2, I think it would be a much better game. Better siege battles.
I don't know why, but right when you said better siege batters, I went better pizza, Papa John's in my head.
Better siege battles. Better strategy, better tactics. Total War.
Nice. But yeah.
Yeah, so that, and I was gonna say something, but you distracted me with the Papa John's joke.
I'm sorry. It's too good.
Bring back Avatar Conquest.
Oh, there you go.
So multiplayer is not bare bones.
Yeah. All right. Is that everything? Because I don't have any answer for this, so this is all you.
Yeah, that's just the major things.
Okay. So, yeah, I got nothing because I don't play Total War, so I'm not invested in it.
Yeah. Doing yourself a favor.
No, your shots fired. You're just shooting all kinds of shots.
I'm just
today.
laying down like MG fire. Like
I love the thought of that. Just you on like an MG40, just. It's like, there's his
right
friends.
Over the trenches.
It's like here's his friends and content creators. Here's just CA in general. All right. I'm just gonna go off the Twitter ones real quick because there's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 5 of them here, so I might as well just like do them all. Okay. Blue Wolf CR at the Blue Wolf 39 asks, "What would you do if you could mod KCD? I assume Kingdom Come Deliverance."
I do Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you'd make a Lord of the Rings mod for it? That would be fucking cool.
Someone's making a Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that when you first started.
Yeah, it'll be like 5 years down the line.
But like, could you imagine trying to fight a troll in first person?
Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be in like having like companions. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would also it sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that game, so I got nothing.
It sounds like it'd be like Dark Souls trying to like dodge.
I mean,
like swing.
Is there like? I mean, yeah. I guess you couldn't block a troll's club.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I got a really good shield. This should work. 1 hit. Okay, never mind. It's just dead. But yeah, I got nothing. Sven Bierbooms at Bierbooms Sven asks, "What function would you like to be in Three Kingdoms?" It's worded a little weird, but I think you understand it, unless you don't.
What functions?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, pretty much everything I listed before in the first question.
So like you're basically
better diplomacy.
How to fix Total War and what would make Three Kingdoms good in your opinion are the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Next question. Liam writes at LMW220103 asks, "Would a purple sky be better than a blue one?" I think it'd be prettier. I like purple more than blue.
I mean, I don't know. If it was like a light purple.
Yeah.
If it was a dark purple, then I don't know if I would want to live under that. You know?
You sound so scared of the dark purple sky.
I am. It's like Fortnite.
Oh.
But yeah, I think light purple. Sometimes the sky, when
it's
the
like
sun's setting.
Yeah, like a pinkish purple. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty, but yeah.
Would you want to see that all the time? That's the real question.
but then it just becomes a blue sky, Then it's just like, oh, that's just a sky. And then you're like, wouldn't it be great to see a blue sky?
That's fair.
We're like, wow, look at that blue sky.
Well, I guess there's your answer. He went real serious with it.
Blue Sky, by the way, is a animation company. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why I brought that up.
I don't know either.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
They made robots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
And Amanda Bynes.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, did she die? I had no idea.
No.
They were just both in robots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. T-Rex with a shotgun at T-Rex with a shotty. If you could poof a game into existence that is everything you've ever wanted, what would it be like? But honestly, the Spider-Man game that's coming out next month is kind of what I want. I want an open world game that is in a city. It's one city, like New York, LA. It's just one city that doesn't, it's like, you could go across the entire US. It's like, okay, cool. Now I'm not going to be able to go in any buildings, am I? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. Then it's not a real city. But like I want a living, breathing city, and I want to be like kinds of Grand Theft Auto-y in the fact that it's just like, hey,
Open world.
Yeah, it's like open world, but you can do whatever. It's like, you know, I'm just gonna steal this dude's cab, and now I own the taxi cab and go make money from it. Fuck that guy, and stuff like
Spider-Man.
that. Spider-Man. I want to be asshole Spider-Man.
Instead of saving the world, you're just driving a taxi around.
It's like, shouldn't you be stopping that bank robbery? I'm on the clock.
It's like that show where you do trivia in a taxi cab.
Oh, Cash Cab.
Cash Cab.
Yeah. But except it's superhero cab, and you only do superhero stuff when you have enough money to pay rent.
And then you go in, you're like, "What's cool Spider-Man?" He's like, "Yeah, whatever. Where do you want to go?"
yeah, whatever. Come on, meter's running already. I started it before you got in the car.
Yeah.
No, but I like the idea of having like a character that can have superpowers, but doesn't necessarily use them all the time. So like you can use guns, like in situations that it makes sense, especially like early game where your superpowers aren't developed. Like it's like, oh, cool, I could pick stuff up with my mind, but I can only pick up one rock because I'm not strong enough. Guess I'm still gonna use this pistol.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Whereas the more you play, the stronger you get, the less you have to like use conventional weaponry and stuff. But you could also just be like, yeah, screw superhero, and I'm gonna work at a pizza place for a day. Like, just like that has that much freedom in what it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about you, Trent? If you could have a perfect game, quote unquote?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would want, but like sometimes I think about it'd be cool to like. It'd be a cool game. Would be like an RPG, and like this big world where you can be a baker. And it's like medieval world, or like a knight or whatever. And then like, there's one person who's the king, and then you go to wars and you have like battles with like thousands upon thousand players, and it's like Kingdom Come type combat. I think that would be pretty sick, but I don't know.
So it's kind of like Mountain Blade, but if it was like you could be like instead of being a
Mountain
soldier.
Blade, but like everyone's in it, and you have to like listen to your higher command. People actually took it seriously.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like if like
There's
so
no
like
lag.
persistent world, but if like literally the economy was run by an actual baker and an armor smith and stuff like that,
and
those were people, like not NPCs. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, people would have to get on all the time, and like it's just
if the game's good enough, that'll happen. Like look at WoW and EVE Online and stuff.
That's true. I mean, you could also have like multiple people in the same role, so you know, multiple kings.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be blacksmiths who have apprentices and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So if the game's good enough, people will stay playing for basically ever.
And just having these huge battles.
Man.
I thought about that as a cool like 2D like kind of RPG game, and like you could have the big battles because it's such low quality or like graphic quality.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's all the Twitter questions. I'm going to go over one comment on the last podcast episode real quick, and then we'll go over the Facebook questions. So, Lawrence is sad. Send love says. That's his whole name. That's what it says right here. Wow. So you guys watch H3H3. Didn't expect that. Oh, Apollo does. I just get whatever he gets from that. So I don't. But I know who Ethan Klein and his wife are. I know who they are. Speaking of, who are your favorite YouTubers? Mine are. I don't know if these are like actually in order from like his top 3. But he starts 3, Pixelated Apollo, and he's like, in parentheses, Trent, have you heard of him? Question mark. 2, Skelegrim? I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry. And then 1, Jack's Films, and he put in parentheses, me, big boy. I don't know if that's a reference, but it
I don't
might
know,
be.
yeah.
But yeah, my favorite, our favorite YouTubers?
I don't really watch H3H3. Like I have seen a couple of his videos, and occasionally he'll make something about something I'm interested in. So, but I don't like wait for every new video of his to watch.
Okay, but you know the important stuff, like the memes and such.
Yeah.
But so do you have a favorite YouTuber or YouTubers that you like to watch?
You? I'm gonna think about
okay,
this.
you want me to go first? I was like, me? I don't. What?
Oh no.
I'm flattered. No. To be
He
honest,
hasn't uploaded in a while.
that's not true. I upload once a week on accident because the podcast goes on YouTube.
Right.
There's Philip DeFranco, who I watch a lot of have been watching for a long time. It's funny how his show has gone from pop culture and celebrities to more political and news oriented, like actual world news stuff. So instead of going for clickbait, he's literally going for like, hey, here's a news organ, like we're doing like actual news, and here, like he tries to do it unbiased. Like he tries to see things from both sides. Like, oh, Trump did this thing. Is it as bad as some people say? No. Is it good? Still no, but like it's not nearly as bad as a liberal echo chamber will make you think it is.
Right.
And stuff like that. Like he's fairly, like he tries to stay moderate on his show just because, I mean, to have an actual unbiased opinion and stuff is good
More
to hear
views.
from. Well, yeah, that too. Like, like he's not a Trump supporter by any means on his, like, especially on the show or anything, but he criticizes him, but he's not like, oh, Trump's evil. And that's just it. Like, that's the end of it. Like, he's like, he like goes into like, okay, well, the whole controversy with the immigration thing that was going on. It's like, well, it was by Obama. And it's like, well, no, it's like, actually, if you go into the history of how the law was in place, it's like this year they used it, but you got like, but then like this year, Jeff Sessions did this. And like, he actually goes through and is like, cause he has a team, like he has a company. So he has people who are able to research it for him. And then he reads all that stuff back and he's like, make sure like he has a quality control person to make sure all of his stories are like not shitty. Like they didn't get their news from fucking The Onion or something. So
yeah,
you know, like he double checks things even after his editors like find, or not editors, but the people who look for the stories that are popular look for them, and then like his editors make sure there's like something isn't like fake or not real or stuff like that. So I like the fact that he isn't someone who's just like, I'm so pissed that this is happening in the world right now. Like it's not overblown.
Over the top.
Yeah, he's not overacting anything. It's just, here is the news. Here's my opinion on it. What do you guys think? It's literally how he presents every thing. So like he's opinionated, but he tries to come at it from not having a bunch of bias in either direction. Like, but I like the fact that he does have an opinion, because it's like, it'd be like, I like the fact that there's news that has bias. I get that. Everybody's going to be biased about something. That's just how the world works. But to be like, my opinion isn't a thing you hear a lot of time. It's like, if you go to watch CNN, it's not like the news anchor is like, my opinion is that blah, blah, blah. It's, this is how it is because we all think that in the office. And it's like, I would much more appreciate anybody who's reporting on news and stuff to be like, here are the facts from both sides. Here's what we know from a couple different angles of this story. And in my opinion, it's shitty. Like, and that I'm okay with. Like, you can have your bias if at the end you're like, I don't know what to believe, but this is how I feel about it.
Or not even share your opinion, because you're supposed to be like covering a story.
Yeah. But I mean, he's not like a news person. He's a YouTuber.
Right.
He's
I'm
not like a
CNN.
Yeah. Well, I get that. Like, that was just a example because, you know, they're fairly leaning in one direction and not so much the other. So I was just pointing that out because a lot of people like to give them shit nowadays, which is fine because I don't watch CNN.
Every major news.
It's like the only major quote unquote news thing you can really look forward to that's pretty unbiased is NPR, because they give shit to anybody who seems to be like faking it in front of them. Like, I like the fact that they've had both Democrats and Republicans on, and they're like, okay, but you've said this before, but now you're doing this. What's that about? And you can hear the person, like the either senator or governor or whatever, getting flustered, like, oh, wait, but no, you don't understand what. It's like, get them, NPR.
You haven't seen the things I've seen.
I'm just like, get him. But that's one thing I like listen to for news. Sometimes I'm not a huge listener of NPR and stuff, but there's that. There's Jeremy Johns for YouTube reviews for movies. That is just, I mean, I like his reviews. I don't know. It's not like he's not in depth. He's not like a movie critique. Like he's not like getting in depth and stuff. He's just like, hey, I'm a guy. I do jump cuts because sometimes I ramble and I need to cut out stuff. And here's how I feel about this movie. Though people like to give him a lot of shit because he said he would buy Suicide Squad on Blu-ray, which they're like, that's his second highest rating ever. And it's like, well, I mean, it's a positive rating, but he even said when he made his rating system that it isn't in order of anything. It's just, if he calls a movie dog shit, you know it's bad. Like that's his like quote unquote lowest rating he can give a movie. And like his 3 positive ratings are, it's a good time with no alcohol required. Well, he'll buy it on Blu-ray and Awesome-tacular, and people rank them as that way in order from no alcohol, Blu-ray, Awesome-tacular. But he was just like, I mean, I've bought movies on Blu-ray that were a good time, no alcohol required. I just didn't say that I was going to buy it on like he made a rating system because people were like, you don't have a rating system. And now people are mad when he uses the rating system. So it's like, damn, that's a double-edged sword.
Sounds about YouTube.
It sounds about YouTube. So that was funny because the funny thing is he even bought Suicide Squad on Blu-ray. He's like, yeah, it's not that good of a movie. I probably would rate it lower nowadays. Oh, damn. Fuck me. Right. It's like, yeah. So it's funny, but I enjoy his movie reviews. As I'm staring at this stuff, I'm like, who else do I regularly watch? Linus Tech Tips for like just news about electronic stuff and like, you know, just the tech world in general. But I don't watch a lot of like gameplay stuff on YouTube anymore, like at all.
Well, it's kind of a dying thing.
Well, yeah, especially on YouTube. Like,
yeah, it's just
because they don't want to support them. There's Pixelated Apollo. I at least click on those videos.
Click on them, give a thumbs up.
Yeah, you gotta click the bell.
Click the bell, guys.
But yeah, that's about it for me. I don't really watch a bunch of like, it's like if you were wanting video game specific stuff, I don't use YouTube to watch video game stuff that much anymore. It's more of just like, all right, here's a news thing since I've been watching Philip DeFranco for literally ever. Here's a movie review. I'm like, oh, I didn't want to see that movie. I wonder if it's as bad as the trailers made it be. Oh, it is? Who would have guessed? So it's just kind of that. And it's like, oh, a new laptop came out. I wonder if it's good. No, it's decent, but overpriced. Who would have guessed? Oh, I would have. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. This sucks. Makes great audio content when you get the hiccups during a recording. But yeah, so that's mine, I guess. That's what I would say. I don't know if it's like, but I don't know about you. Do you got stuff now?
I think I don't really watch YouTube that much, but when I do, I watch this really funny guy. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Will Burger. And it's spelled WILBURGUR. So he plays like Oblivion and he does like mods and like goofy edits, and he's just so funny. He's so witty and funny, and he does like Fallout stuff, and it's really good. He's like, his channel's kind of blowing up because I've been watching him like way before he started getting traction, and
okay,
get to be a hipster in that regard. And then I like watching Red Letter Media, which is like a movie review.
Oh yeah. The Plinkett reviews.
Yeah.
I think they subscribe to that.
Yeah, they do these things called, you gotta watch, it's so funny. It's called like, I forgot what, they watch terrible movies like from the past, like terrible.
Is it set up like Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Kinda.
Okay.
Not really. But they like, some of it is like, one's about Stranger Danger, like really old.
Is it like, the informational video Stranger Danger that we saw in elementary school?
No,
okay.
This is weird. This is like an alien that's getting
okay. Yeah, that wasn't what that was about. That was about seeing a dude's penis in a parking lot.
Yeah, okay.
Well, look, they were telling us what you would do if you got molested. I don't know.
Run! Yeah. So it's just really like one's like school bus safety, and it's just really,
But
really
with an
fun.
alien?
No, that was the
Oh, or is that
Stranger.
two different things?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
two
okay,
different things.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So they'll watch like terrible things. And it's really, really fun. Talk about why the movie's so bad.
Well, I mean, I feel like I can tell, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's it.
Okay. Well, time to move on to Facebook questions. Let's see what we've got cooking. Tom Petzold asks, "What is your favorite dinosaur?" I mean, I feel like if we don't say a T-Rex, somebody's going to be mad at us.
That's my favorite dinosaur.
I mean, I really liked the Velociraptor when I was growing up. The only problem is the movie, the Jurassic Park Velociraptors aren't what Velociraptors actually are. Velociraptors are smaller. They're not like people sized. I don't remember what raptor that is in the movies, but it's not a Velociraptor. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why didn't you guys just fix this? Whatever. But so whatever the actual Velociraptor is, I don't even remember. But the Jurassic Park raptors, because they're cool and I like their claws.
There you go.
Yeah. God. Joepsol? It might be. Oh, God. I don't know how to pronounce this other than saying Joep, which I'm pretty sure it's not how you pronounce it, your name. I'm so sorry. Do you think Battle for Middle-earth Reforged is going to make it, or is it getting shut down by EA? I mean, to be honest, if the only time a developer or publisher will shut down something like that is because they either want to make sure that the IP isn't being used because they have plans for it, or if there's a shitty thing with copyright law where if you don't protect your IP, you can lose it. Like, you can lose the copyright claim to it, which makes no fucking sense. It shouldn't be up to the person being like, oh, hey, they're making a free thing that's has some stuff from our game in it. Cool. Instead, they have to go, we have to shut you down or we might lose the fucking license to use Lord of the Rings forever.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty stupid.
I mean, if it hasn't been shut down yet, I wouldn't hold my breath, but like it could get shut down at any moment.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is there was a Halo mod to put Halo 2 multiplayer on PC that was using a bunch of stuff that was on the internet for free. Like they weren't you didn't have to buy anything or anything. And Microsoft fucking stopped it as soon as it started getting popular. They put a bunch of DMCAs on Twitch streamers that even streamed it. A bunch of people got banned for 24 hours that even streamed it on PC. And
Jesus.
yeah, so they did a whole bunch of shit about it. So people are like, oh, but this is stupid. They're not even trying to put Halo on PC at all. And people got pissed because they want to play Halo on PC. Who would have guessed? But Microsoft was like, no, because they have to. Like, they literally, like, if they don't, they could fuck themselves in, like, copyright courts and stuff, which makes no sense. Copyright makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
At least not the way it's structured right now.
Yeah, they might have to update it.
I mean, they for sure have to, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. Nick V. Bagger asks, what do you think of pineapple on pizza? Never tried it, and my wife's allergic, so we couldn't even do it.
It's good.
Well, there you go. And then he also tells us to answer the dinosaur question. Check. Brian Greco is how I'm going to pronounce this because it looks like gecko, but there's an R there. Who would win in a fight, a bear or a tiger? A bear's real big.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of muscle. But
Depends what kind of bear.
Yeah, that's fair because a sun bear is not going to win against no tiger.
Or a black bear.
I thought the black bears were scary.
They're small.
Oh, they're small? Okay.
Yeah.
I know
Grizzly
sun bears are
bears
the docile ones. They're kind of like, hey, look, I'm a bear, but like kind
I'm
of
a
dumb
bear.
looking.
You want to have some honey with me?
Yeah. But a grizzly will fuck some shit up, and a polar bear. Both of them are like.
Ooh, polar bear, yeah.
So I don't know. It depends on the bear, because are there other breeds of tiger, or is it just tiger and that's it?
Well, there's like Bengal and. I mean, I don't know. I'm no tiger expert.
Yeah, I've only ever heard of a Bengal tiger. And a white tiger, but isn't that just a Bengal with a
just
different,
the mutation.
Yeah.
Pigment, albino.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
if I'm gonna put a polar bear versus a tiger, my money's on the polar bear.
yeah, I can agree with that. I think sheer, like, just pure mass.
Yeah, because it's gonna be big. It might not be as fast, but all that muscle and stuff is gonna be harder for the
Yeah.
tiger to rip into it, and all that
I
bear
think a
needs is
grizzly
one
bear
swipe.
Yeah, I think the grizzly bear would be actually the best against the tiger, because like tiger, the way of killing is like going for the neck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty tough to do on a bear.
Yeah, because their heads are down pretty
Yeah,
low.
and they're thick. They're
Yeah.
thick boys.
Bears are thick boys.
Yeah.
I want a
So-
bear in a thick boy T-shirt now. Somebody needs to draw that for us. Just just a grizzly in a T-shirt that says "thick boy" on it.
If we had like a huge audience, then yeah, you could probably see that. But like since we have like our moms only listening, I don't really want to see their pictures.
I mean, you don't want to see what your mom's artistic rendition of a thick boy bear is.
No, I don't.
Well, she's gonna call you crying now because you said that in a very condescending manner.
Okay. Good.
Good. Jesus Christ. People are gonna listen to this think we hate our parents. Steve Pitts asks, "Do you enjoy the new Star Wars?" I
No.
like the first one, but I haven't seen any others, or the seventh one, I guess you have to say. And then Trent said he hasn't liked them for a while now.
No.
Man. John Remp asks, if you two could time travel and live for 2 days in any time period, which era and why? He says, I feel Apollo's going to say France under Napoleon.
I'll be under Napoleon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd kind of like to see how ancient Rome was in its prime before it fell.
That's a good one.
Go to the Colosseum, watch some people die, watch some Christians get fed to lions, participate in an orgy or two, the fun stuff.
Yeah, that's a good. I'd do that.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't know if some of that stuff is even true because was it you who told me that the whole feeding Christians the lions thing wasn't a real thing, or somebody said that to me at some point. Where it's like that was just a bunch of crap they made up.
I think it was. I mean, propaganda potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no expert, so I don't want to say that. And then they actually did. I mean, I'm sure there was cases where they fed them to lions.
Yeah,
but maybe they legit broke the law.
Yeah, it makes it sound because I'm pretty sure. What is it? I know Romans were like, hey, you could either become a slave or integrate into Roman society as a Roman. You have a choice in this.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to claim your culture as superior, and then we're just going to make you fight in the Colosseum or work for Romans, or you could try to integrate in Roman society and claim yourself as Roman. Right?
Yeah.
That was how they operated.
I'm pretty sure they were pretty lenient on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I'm no expert again, but
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I think what am I trying to say here? The Romans are often in Christian literature, whenever you hear about the demons and their legions, legion coming from Romans, so oftentimes they use the Romans as the bad guys, which is ironic because eventually they all convert to Christianity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
But
But yeah, so that was pretty easy for the boat. Well, would you actually go to see France under Napoleon's rule, or would you pick another era and stuff?
probably Roman, just because there's more mystery behind it.
Okay, yeah.
So old.
And then John also asked, if you bring a musician back to life, who would it be?
Musician. Jeez, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a pretty good idea, just because I would pick Dimebag Daryl. That way, Pantera could have actually, or not, they probably wouldn't have gotten back together because they broke up for a reason, but then he would have not been shot on stage in front of his bandmates and brother, which is a pretty shitty way to go out. So, yeah, that was pretty terrible when that happened. He was they started a new him, his brother Vinnie Paul started a new metal band that sounded a lot like Pantera because that's the music they like to play. So of course it's going to sound pretty much similar to the last band they were doing. But
why did someone shoot him? Just because they're crazy?
they were a little mentally unhinged, and they went to the show, and it was a smaller show at a bar, and he literally just got up on stage with a shotgun and shot him. And
What the fuck?
yeah, so I would do that so that whole tragedy didn't have to happen.
Good God.
Yeah.
He's just crazy.
Yeah,
That
he
the
was.
reason.
Yeah, he was mentally unstable, and I don't remember the story too well. I watched a thing on it a long time ago, but I don't remember it.
It's kind of like the guy who killed John Lennon, but he had reasons. He wanted to be famous and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that was part of this guy's MO.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Would you bring back John Lennon?
probably not.
Okay, just wondering.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I don't really have like a musician that I'm like, God, I wish he was just alive. I just, let's just say Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Bring him back.
All right,
We need
fine.
a little Beethoven in our lives.
Okay. I'm surprised you wouldn't go Kurt Cobain for as big a Nirvana fan you were.
I would only want to bring him back just to freaking find out what happened.
I mean, that's fine too. It's like, hey, Kurt, you're back. So did you kill yourself or did you get murdered? Okay, cool. All right, you can go back to the afterlife if you want. But yeah, okay. Aunt Jones asked, when do you think Mountain Blade Bannerlord will be released? 3018.
Yeah. I think early 2019.
Okay. Yeah, it's being very generous, but unless you know something that you can't share on this.
No, I don't. I don't know anything.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
All right.
I think they're gonna announce that at
Gamescom.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Let's hope they announce something.
And if I'm right, then you guys owe me money. No,
I didn't know we all bet against you. Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel Labaco? I don't know. I think it's Labaco. Why start our campaign in Total War and not finish it?
Because it's boring.
There you go.
It's just it's boring to me. I like in my head I'm like, oh, this could be a lot of fun. And then after like 5 parts, I'm like, oh, this is tedious and not immersive at all.
Well, there you go. Dennis Hogan asks, y'all ever play Stellaris? I haven't.
Yes.
Didn't you stream it on Twitch for a little bit?
Yeah. I've streamed it a couple times, yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. I hate being a white person who doesn't know how to pronounce names that aren't Ben. Man, is it
Karim?
Karim?
Sure.
Karim Farhat?
Sorry,
I think it's Farhat.
Farhat.
I'm not gonna say Farhat. God damn it! I'm gonna make a.
Karim Farhat.
Karim Farhat. No.
Karim Farhat. Yeah.
I think it might be Kareem Farhat, but I don't know.
Farhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll let us know if we say it wrong, which we probably did. He said Third Age got insanely more detailed. Will you be playing more of it? I don't.
Probably not.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nick Hale just asked, Virgin? Question mark. No, I have T-Mobile.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have Sprint.
So, all right. A name that I can't pronounce because it's not a lettering that I can read. But he asks, I'm sure people have asked this a lot, but are you ever going to play EU4? It's pretty dope. I don't know what that is.
EU4, it's a game. It's like a Crusader Kings 2, but later period. Probably not, just because I just don't have time, unfortunately.
Right.
So many games and stuff.
Daniel Nielsen?
Don't even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I don't know, man. Daniel, I don't know. I just feel like that's not a good podcast question, you know?
I mean, that's fair, but it's not like we have that many more. There's like 3
That's
afterward.
true. When's the next 7 days live stream? Maybe, well, today, I guess, at the time of this recording.
Oh, because it'll be Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday, August 10th. There you go.
Maybe.
That's a hard perhaps.
Perhaps.
Josh Axel Benil asks, how did we meet?
High school. The
yeah.
little video games.
Good old Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2, and then we
Started playing Battlefield, and we hung out in real life. And
because we had mutual friends.
Yeah.
That's
he was like, we have a friend. His name's Dylan. Name drop. And we played. I was playing Call of Duty with him, and he was like, "Hey, do you mind if I invite my friend Trent in here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care." And then we started playing with Trent, and he was like, "Hey, look how goofy it is when you run like this, and you look straight up and run." And I was like, "That's fucking hilarious."
yeah.
And then Dylan got off. Like, it was weird. He only played like 2 matches. He was like, "All right, I gotta go. You guys can keep playing." And then he just left. It's like he was trying to hook us up together or something.
Yeah.
Like some kind of weird dating ritual that people do
well, it
or
worked.
something. Yeah. I mean, I've been happy about it ever since. But yeah, so we played games together, and then that's really it. Like he gave me rides home from school until one day he's like, "I'm not giving you a ride home anymore," and I'm like, "Why?" And then you didn't
Probably
really
golf or something.
No, you didn't even give me an answer. You're just like, "I don't want to."
Well, shit. I probably just didn't want to.
I mean, yeah. It was just kind of like, okay, I guess I'll go fucking ride the bus now, jerk.
That's not my fault.
Oh,
Can't blame that on me.
I mean, I can because I live not even 5 minutes away.
Yeah, but I think I wanted to like hang around and.
But I was cool with that.
I don't remember, dude. It was almost 10 years ago.
I know, but it's fun to give you shit for it because you're like, I don't know. It's just, but yeah, Pope Clement asks, "Are you religious?" Whoa, what the fuck? What did I just do? Oh God, I broke my phone case. Sorry. No, I'm not. I have no problem with religion other than like certain things, but I'm not a religious person.
Let me tell you. Let me say this.
Lean real close to the mic and turn the gain all the way up.
I wish I had like a soundboard. I could do like echoes and stuff. Let me tell you, I've seen God, and He's real. His name, Odin.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like you were gonna be like, who did you meet and give a high five to? Oh, Brendan Fraser. I thought you were gonna lean into the mic. I've seen God. His name's Brendan Fraser.
I mean,
I gave him a high five. It was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, have you ever seen Brendan Fraser and Odin in the same room? Nope. Have you seen any frost giants? Nope. I'm just saying. But yeah.
So to answer your question, no, not really.
Yeah. And before anybody writes in is like, how could you not believe in God? Blah blah blah. We just don't. I don't know. It's kind of like a millennial thing. Is kind of just being like.
I believe. I mean, it depends on your definition of God, because I believe everyone is God. Because
I still don't know whether or not I should be taking you seriously when you say that.
I'm serious.
You say it in such a way it doesn't sound serious.
Everybody is God in drag.
See, then you say that. So
because it's just, if we're the universe, we are God. So
okay. But I don't believe anything like that. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the A word, and people might get angry, but that's fine because I don't know why it has such a negative connotation.
I know why.
Well, yeah, but I'm not like that.
That's why I don't refer to myself as that.
Well, then I'm not religious.
There you go. Just say you're nothing.
Yeah, I'm nothing because I don't. There's no pull from religion or spirituality for me. I know a lot of people talk about how they feel like really religious
I'm
people.
Spiritual.
I'm not. I'm speaking for myself here. Okay. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of people I hear, like, because I have family who's religious and like Catholic and stuff, and they're like, especially like my grandparents before they passed away, they had felt something that that made them want to be religious and want to go to church every Sunday and stuff. I literally have never felt that. And when I met Trent and he was like, "Yeah, I don't believe in anything," I was like, "Huh, wait a minute, I gotta think about this now." Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I'm not religious, but spiritual I am.
Yeah. Well, it's just back in high school, you were kind of cut and dry.
Yeah, I was an idiot.
But it made me go, huh, I wonder.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because I was like, I've never really had a pull to religion. I've just had family ties to it. So that's why I was like, I'm a Christian. Like, I said it in a way that I was like,
Well, like culturally, you're Christian. I
yeah,
guess.
but I wasn't like, I never went to church.
It's kind of like when people say they're Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Because there's a lot of people, like even my wife, she's Jewish, but she doesn't celebrate Hanukkah. She doesn't go to temple. Like she doesn't do anything that's particularly Jewy.
Jewy.
She'd get a kick out of that if she heard it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she doesn't do anything significant to the religion. But for me, it literally there's nothing there. Like I have no interest in reading the Bible or doing anything. So I was like, why would I keep calling myself Christian if I have no want or will or pull or anything to be a Christian? So that's why I've been like, I'm not religious. I don't hate religion. I hate mega churches that are like, donate money to us so I can buy my second jet, and stuff like that. Because those people are
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna heal you, and then you're gonna donate $5,000 to me later. And it's like, oh, the demon's free, and now I'm gonna go and sit on my yacht. And it's like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yeah, not pay taxes.
Yeah, using religion as a way to just become a rich motherfucker, just using people. I don't like that shit. But that that part of it's not even a part of religion. It's people taking advantage of people that I don't like. So it's not even religion's fault. It's just because people take advantage of people no matter what, in drugs, entertainment, fucking retail. Like it's just shitty people that I hate. It's not religion itself. So yeah.
Right. They just use it as a tool.
Yeah, they just like all shitty people use things as a tool to make them worse. So I honestly believe that religion can be used to help a lot of people in situations in their lives where they need something, and the good parts of religion are really good. So I don't hate religion. Because I know a lot of people hear atheist or hear non-religious and they're like, oh, so you hate me. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. I just don't believe in the stuff you believe in.
That's why I don't even say atheist, because like it's such a bad rep.
Yeah, because like I've known, like I knew
it's
a lot
like
of
saying
people.
vegan.
Yeah, well, I don't hate vegans. I just think it's pretty.
I don't
funny.
hate vegans. I don't hate atheists. I don't hate vegans.
That's fair.
I'm just saying it's got a bad rap because vegans tend to be very militaristic.
Yeah, and then there's the whole meme with, oh, if a vegan hasn't mentioned that they're vegan in 3 minutes, that whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, I get it, but it was weird to me that so many people growing up were like, oh, you're atheist? I'm like, yeah. So it's like, well, I mean, what do you think of me? I'm a Christian. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. We live in America. We're allowed to do that. It's freedom. It's like religious freedom. Go ahead.
Yeah.
As long as you're not sacrificing a goat in front of me, then I don't have to call the cops on you. Which I don't think anybody does that
not
anymore.
Sacrificing a goat.
They're just doing stuff illegal. Jesus Christ. You got to go make it a big thing, don't you?
Well, I mean, like, that's animal cruelty.
Yeah.
I guess if you eat it, I mean...
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just out in the middle of the road and you kill a goat, nobody's going to be cool with it. If you have a farm and you're like, hey, this goat's going to be used for our dinner, nobody's like, oh, okay. There's no hubbaloo about that. But if you're in the middle of the city and you just have a goat and all of a sudden you pull out a knife, people are going to be like, I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah.
There's a context to it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then last question from Leah Linfoot. And this is actually Leah, who found our podcast and stuff and has been checking out the streams and such. So second shout out for Leah, because she's really cool. One. Is it third? I don't remember. I can't count.
I like the last name, Linfoot. She's unique.
Yeah. But yeah, she asks, I know how much you both like Sea of Thieves, so I was wondering if there were any negative parts of the game. I joke. I'm actually wondering if you would stream any more RPG playthrough since Kingdom Come did really well. And I know she asked me this while I was streaming, and my answer was just, if I have an RPG I want to play, then yeah. Like, because my stream is going to be games that I want to play, and that's it. Like, I'm going to, I guess, technically be a variety streamer because what I'm into changes, not rapidly, but it does change. So if I find an RPG I want to play, it's going to be played. Trent, on the other hand, is kind of, you're being a little more ambiguous now, but you were more set in stone a couple months ago.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about RPGs. For me, I love them, and it's a very personal thing. when I play because I noticed like when I did Kingdom Come, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. It's historical. It's gonna be chill. It's gonna be fun. And then like most of the comments are people criticizing the way I play, and I'm like, well, this is an RPG. It's role playing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one way to do it. So at that point, I was just kind of like, you know what? I might just keep RPGs for myself because I don't really want to. I mean, I could just ignore them and just do what the hell. But I guess that kind of like scared me away from RPGs.
Yeah, it's fair because like you want to play it the way you want to play it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you should have done this. It's way more effective. I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to do it that way.
Yeah, and the people who play or who watch Mountain Blade sometimes do that too, because that's another like it's not an RPG in the sense of.
It's like an action.
Yeah,
RPG.
But like there are definitely role play elements to it for sure. Like there's definitely RP in there, and people are like, "Oh, you got to go get the samurai armor. You got to go get this hidden armor." Like all the time, and it's like I don't care about that. Like, cool, I'd have better armor early on, but you can see that I'm not going over there. Why would I go over there just for that one thing?
Yeah,
It's this weird mentality people have where in RPGs and like games. Excuse me. Damn it. Stupid hiccups haven't gone away. Like they have this mentality of you got to play the game, quote unquote, right. You got to have the most damage and have the best armor all the time. It's like it's an RPG.
It's
like,
not a competitive game.
Yeah. Like I understand in WoW when people are like in raids and dungeons and they're like, why aren't you wearing your raid gear? Blah, blah, blah. Like you could be doing like 10,000 more DPS or whatever. Like that makes sense. You're actively working with people to do really hard shit. So you shouldn't handicap yourself for no reason. But if you're playing like a single player game, play it however the fuck you want. And don't get on to people for doing certain things. Like if... Like I played through Kingdom Come, I would play on mouse and keyboard, and when you were like, "Oh, I'm playing on controller through this like at first person RPG," all I could think of every time you said that, I was like, "Fucking normie."
Yeah.
But like I didn't say it because I was like, he wants to play it the way he wants to play it. There's no reason why I should be mad at him for it.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about playing RPGs live or just. Like on YouTube, it would be like it's easier to ignore because you're like, oh, I mean, that happened 6 days ago. I don't give a shit if you're giving me tips. Like, it's done.
People still give me tips for Kingdom Come playthrough. I'm like, I beat it. It's over.
But you didn't do this. It's like, I don't care. It's done.
Still here.
But yeah, that's the thing about streaming an RPG. It's like, if you've either not played it before, people will spoil things. Even sometimes on accident, there's like, hey, have you done this? It's like, I don't even know what that is. And they're like, oh, crap, sorry. But like, but there's also the people that are like, you're not playing it the way I play it. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. It's a role-playing game. I get to play a role. I don't have to do what you did.
Yeah.
I could be an entirely different class. It's like...
Yeah, it's so true.
Why aren't you throwing ice at them? Because I'm a warrior. Come on.
My mastery is in flame.
Like, yeah, literally, it's like, you're a wizard. Why didn't you put, ice spells are so much better than fire spells. It's like, I don't care. Fire looks cooler. Fuck you. Like, damn.
Yeah. So, long story short, yeah, I might play an RPG.
Yeah. At some point. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? If a good one comes out.
I mean, I already talked about how I have never actually played through the Dragon Age series, and I played the second game, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun, even though I couldn't get into the combat before, so I might play through that series on stream at some point, because I've never played the first two. Well, that's not true. I never played the first one. I played the second one on Xbox and got to the second act before I stopped playing it, and then Dragon Age Inquisition, I played until the second act and stopped playing it recently because I just... stopped. I don't know. I just stopped playing. But it wasn't because, like, usually when I started playing Inquisition, I'd be like, the combat's not, I just don't like it. I don't know. It feels weird to me. This time I just kind of stopped because I was doing a bunch of side quests. And that's the shitty thing is, like, one of the reasons why I've stopped playing just in the middle of RPGs is I do too many side quests. I gotta stop doing that because I still don't know how The Witcher 3 fucking ends.
Oh god!
Because I started playing it again, and then I was like doing a bunch of side quests, and now I'm like, okay, and I just fell off because there's a certain point where you're like, oh, I want to play this game, but a new game came out, and I want to play that more. So then you're just like, it fell off, and now I'm like, fuck, like I still haven't finished The Witcher. I still haven't done it because I was playing too many fucking side quests. That's a personal problem, not a game
Yeah.
mechanic problem. That's just me. So I understand that's my fault. But yeah. That's all of the viewer questions we got this week.
Hey, we're getting more and more questions.
Yes,
Starting
like-
to think we're getting more and more viewers.
Yeah, actually, last week it was a
Or
lower.
listeners.
What?
I'm listeners, whatever.
Yeah. Viewers, listeners, people use it. However, like last week wasn't as good on like the first day views and visitors and stuff, but like it's been like the average has definitely been going up the entire time as we've been going.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, because like the first day it comes out, a lot of people download it or go to the website and then, have it. And then over the week, it's kind of like an average of like, I want to say 6 to 10 people, whereas before it was like 1 or 2. So it's getting better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the Polishing Podcast this week. A little bit of game talk, a little bit of questions, a little bit of everything you've ever wanted. We even got a little bit of politics and religion in there. 2 things we told ourselves we wouldn't talk about. If you can guess which way I lean more, go ahead in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. If you can, I'd be really surprised off of what we said in this podcast. You're not allowed to use the other podcast examples. But yeah. So that's the Polishing Podcast. I almost said podcast as I'm a 6-year-old.
Podcast.
It's the Polishing Podcast. I'm Nico. I'm 5 years old. But yeah, I'm Nico Powerful on Twitch and Twitter and I guess YouTube. If you want to go listen to the podcast over there, I don't know why you would. It's not any different anywhere else, but fuck it. Going live Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time to 8 p.m. Eastern time at least, if not earlier. I mean, if you do stream 7 days today, not today, but like today when the podcast comes out, I might join you for like the entire time if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just had to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the stuff I care about. And then at Polishing Pod, if you want any news or info on the Polishing Podcast, if we for some reason don't. Like, it's not going to be recorded on time, or we're going to record it late, or it's just not going to come out that week. Your turn, Trent.
I'm Big Leather Daddy.
Yes.
Got to get that out of the way.
Oh, no, we didn't do Josephine's Corner. We got to do that first.
She's good.
Okay, there we go.
But yeah, I'm Big Leather Daddy. Pixelated Apollo on Facebook, where I stream, on YouTube and Twitter. That's about it.
There you go. Nothing else? That's all the stuff? No new info on anything? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all he's got. So, Polish Podcast, and hope you have a good rest of your day if you're listening to this in the morning. If you're listening to it before work or at work or something, I hope the rest of your work day goes well and that your boss doesn't be a hard ass and make you do a bunch of stuff you don't want to do and all that good stuff. I wish you have a good day and God bless.
Stay clean, stay polished.